Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, dai, dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Yai, dai, 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 yai. Yai, dai, 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 dai. Shabbat Shalom. I want to invite Susan to light the candles, and we'll all sing the bracha together. On this last Shabbat, Erev Shabbat of 2022, very big deal. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Good Shabbos, everybody. Our Kabbalat Shabbat service begins on page 130, Lechuna Ranana. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria Litzur Yishenu. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria Litzur Yishenu. Nikadma fana bitoda bizmirot Naria lo. Nikadma fana bitoda bizmirot Naria lo. Everybody now, one more time. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria Litzur Yishenu. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria Litzur Yishenu. Nikadma fana bitoda bizmirot Naria lo. Nikadma fana bitoda bizmirot Naria lo. Ki el gadol Adonai umelech gadol al kol Elohim asher biyado mecharei haaretz v'toavot harim lo asher lo hayam behu asahu v'yabesh et yadav yatzaru. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria Litzur Yishenu. Lechuna Ranana l'Adonai Naria Litzur Yishenu. Nekadma fanabitoda bismirot narialo. Nekadma fanabitoda bismirot narialo. Welcome and Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue on page 131, Julie Silver's Shirul Adonai. Shirul Adonai kol haaretz, Shirul Adonai shir chadash, Shirul Adonai kol haaretz, Shirul Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shirul Adonai kol haaretz, Shirul Adonai shir chadash. I'm on the top of 132. Please join me. Sing to Adonai a new song. Sing to Adonai all the earth. Sing to Adonai, bless God's name. Proclaim God's victory day after day. Tell of God's glory among the nations, God's wondrous deeds among all peoples. For Adonai is great and much acclaimed. God is held in awe by all divine beings. We're going to continue, actually, on 132 at the bottom. Or Zaru alat Tzadik uli Yishrei Lev Simcha. I've done this a couple times here. We have to yum biddy bum together. Let's follow Scott. Yum biddy bum, 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 yum. Or Zaru alat Tzadik uli Yishrei Lev Simcha. Or Zaru alat Tzadik uli Yishrei Lev Simcha. Yum biddy bum, 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 yum biddy bum bum. Okay, beautiful. We're going to continue with page 136, Psalm 29, Karbach. Jeff Clever used to have this, has a really funny song that I've heard at one of the national choral festivals, which is kind of like it was a parody to I Love Rock and Roll Music, but he talked about how, he loved Shlomo, Craig, and Debbie, and actually that's all we're doing tonight is Shlomo, Craig, and Debbie, so it was just making me think how funny that was. Yai dai 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 dai, yai da da dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Mizmor LeDavid, ay, 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 Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, Havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, Yishachavu l'Adonai b'hadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim ay 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 Kol Adonai b'hakoach Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayishaber Adonai et arzei halvanon, Vayarkidem kimo egel, Levanon v'Siryon kimo ven re'emim ay 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 Kol Adonai chosev lavotesh Kol Adonai yachil mi 137 Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh Kol Adonai yecholel ayalot Vayechesov Ye'aron Uvehechalo Kulo over kavod Ay 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 Adonai lamavu yashav Vayeshev Adonai melech leolam Adonai oz le'amo yitein Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom Yai da 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 yai da da Yai da 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 yai da da Yai da 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 yai da da Yai da 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 da. One of Rabbi Karlbach's most notable tunes. We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 138. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai ababai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai ababai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmiyanu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'letiferet v'litila Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yababai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yababai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nisucha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat achila Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yababai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yababai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5 I hitoriri kiva orech kumi ori uri uri Kavod Adonai alayich nigla lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nikabela. Verse 6. Lo tevoshi velo tikami matish tochachi umatehemi bach yechesu aniye ami benivneta iralti la lecha dodi krat kala penei Shabbat nikavela. Verse 8. Yaminu smol tiprosi et Adonai tarithi al yadish ben parsi benishmecha benagila lecha do. Please rhyme lecha do likrat kala penei Shabbat nikabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simecha uvetzola tochemune am segula boi chala lecha likrat kala penei Shabbat nikabela. Yai dai 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 yai dai dai yai dai 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 dai. You may be seated. Page 140, a psalm for Shabbat. Please join me in English for the top 7 lines, or actually the top 6 lines, and then we're going to sing Tzadik Katamar together. A psalm, a song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai, to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, with a 10-stringed harp, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai. How very subtle your designs. We pick up 8 lines from the bottom in the Hebrew. Tzadik katamar yifrach ke'erez balvanon yiskeh shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim vera'ananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri tzuri velo avalata bo. That was so nice. Thank you, Scotty. You did such a nice job. We're going to continue into the Ma'ariv service beginning on page 144. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah b'alma divra kir'utei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן, יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei kudesha, b'richu la'ela min kol birchata, v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma, v'meru amen. I invite you all to rise for the Baruch Hu on page 146. Yai dai dai dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai. Yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamivorach.
Baruch Adonai Haborach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamivorach leolam va'ed. You may be seated. Baruch, we're on page 148. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'marom ha'ari b'aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim u'b'dvanayim. Umahavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzivot shemo, Echai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hamari v'aravim. Page 150. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha avta Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochveinu u'v'kumenu nahasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki heim chayenu v'yorech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla nege yomam v'layla v'yahavatecha al tasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. I invite you to turn to page 152, and as we prepare to sing the Shema, we'll sing, Listen Israel, Adonai our God is one. Listen, Israel. Listen, Israel. Adonai, our God. Adonai, our God is one. Is one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinanatam livanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha v'veitecha, u'v'lechtecha v'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam liot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hodseiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet. Please join me on 156 at the bottom. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and Savior, who delivers us from oppressors' hands and saves us from tyrants' fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count. You give us life and steady our footsteps. You performed miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Turn to page 158. We continue in the English. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? This is your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh, malchutecha rauvanecha, Bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe, Zeli anu v'amru, together, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed, Emar Kifada Adonai et Yaakov Ugealo miyad Chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Please join me in the English on 160. Grant us a prayer grant us that we lie down in peace. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up our guardian to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel for your name's sake. Be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and our coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of the people Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We continue with Vishamru at the top of 162. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam oti leolam oti leolam Veshamru Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash shavat vayinafash Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. I invite you to rise for a meditation before the silent Amidah. We are on page 164. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi tehillatcha Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Take a few moments for silent prayer, beginning in the book, beginning on 166, all the way through 180, or use this time for personal reflection. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך Adonai צורי וגואלי Adonai צורי וגואלי עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. At this time, we're going to say a Mi Sheberach, prayer for healing for all those who are ailing. I think because it's a holiday weekend, I don't actually have a daf, a sheet in front of me with the names. So I want to, and we're just going to go around the room. You know, I know the bracha, but what I'd like to do is I'd love well, you'll say, call out names, and also for those of us who are joining us on Zoom, again, Shabbat Shalom, virtually, please share the names in the chat, and Aiden will read those for us. So I'm praying for Cynthia Cohen, and Kay Hartman, and Jonathan Cohen, and Ron Sherman, and Blossom Siegel, and my father, Asher Tilchin. Thank you, Lila. Thank you. Thank you. Jamie Raskin. Thank you.
Jared Soprano, Bonnie Wilderman, Donna Wolfe, and Alice Mollison.
Thank you. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Refuah shlema lekulam. You can have a seat. We're just going to have a few minutes. I thought it would be an appropriate time to talk about all the different ways that we mark new time and the new year. And I thought we could have sort of an interesting conversation about um, ho- New Year's in the traditional Jewish calendar, New Year's in the modern Jewish calendar and how they are related, and then New Year's in the Gregorian calendar that we all experience. And then I was interested to know which ones sort of resonate for you the most. And the reason I think about that is that every time we turn from December 31st to January 1st, you know, if I'm in a Starbucks and I can assume the person that I'm dealing with isn't Jewish, I'll say, oh, Happy New Year. But every time I say to a Jewish person, Happy New Year, I kind of feel a little guilty because it's not Tishrei. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm torn, even though, of course, we live in America. So first of all, the 4 Jewish New Years, who knows what they are? The first one, obviously, what do you think, Susan? Can I have that mic? It does. It's okay. You can even just say one. So one of them is Tishrei. Okay.
Okay, and then is the New Year of Trees, Tu B'Shvat, does that
Right.
count?
The 15th of Shvat. Good. So that's in the springtime. The New Year. That's how we mark, whether we can harvest the crop or not. So we have the New Year of the trees. We have the New Year of the creation of the world. That's so right. So Tishrei is the creation of the world.
Right.
Keep going.
And then trees, and then
The
I'm gonna
first
go
month, the
pigs.
January of the Jewish calendar is Nisan.
that.
Right, so
Passover.
the first of Nisan is so
Time.
Nisan in some ways is the
First.
equivalent of January 1 because we're considering that the first month of 12 months. Nisan is the first month of 12 months, and there's one more that's little known.
That's the one that I always forget.
Right, so it's the first of Elul when in Mishnaic times, actually before Mishnaic times, when everybody would have to bring all of the animals, everybody had to tithe animals to the temple, like a gazillion animals. Everybody would have to bring like 30 animals. Like, I'm bringing my animals to the temple that they would then sacrifice all year, right? I mean, you could bring, if you had a baby or something, you could bring a special animal. But remember, we had the tamid every day, morning and evening. Plus, we had the musaf on Shabbos. I mean, they were killing stuff all the time. It was such a crazy butcher shop there. Well, where did the animals come from? Everybody had to tithe their animals. So Elul was the tithing of the animals so that they were all ready for when they had, when they started the first of the year. Sort of, I think that's really interesting. What are some parallels? If anybody ever runs a business or a nonprofit, particularly a nonprofit, first of all, you want all your bills paid. If anybody owes you money for a for-profit agency, you want them to pay you before December 30th, the 31st, so that you can close your books appropriately. Otherwise, you're carrying things over. It's a pain in the butt. And for nonprofits, of course, with the way for tax purposes, we really encourage people to give. So throughout December, it's very similar. Throughout December, we're encouraging people to give before the end of the year, and that's really what the Elul to Tishrei was giving before the new year began, which is a very interesting parallel. The other thing is, too, the fact that one of the New Years is the 15th of the month, and in fact, kind of like Passover is also the 15th of the month in a way, but the first of the month. And think about our tax season, right? Like the April 15th is kind of like the end of a year in some ways, and we begin April 16th all over again. So what are some? So we had the tithing of the animals, which was never really relevant in anybody's parlance. The first of Nisan remains relevant. The first of Tishrei remains relevant, and to some degree, Tu B'Shvat doesn't remain relevant at all because we're not tithing our fruits to the temple. But we still like to mark that as the beginning of the spring. So talk to me about some New Year's in the Gregorian calendar. Obviously, January 1, it's the beginning of our calendar year. Say more. Scott?
The beginning of the school year. As a teacher, I always feel like that's when my year starts. Whenever the Cal State Fullerton calendar, first day of classes, that's my first day of the year in a lot of ways.
Okay, so there's the school year, what we call the academic year, which, by the way, probably has a window of 4 weeks in any Northern Hemisphere university, because some people start early before Labor Day, and some people wait till after Labor Day. But yeah, so there's the school year, there's the calendar year. What else? Come on, we have like such smart people in this room. Well, so there's the tax year. I mean, we just said that. So there's the tax year. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, and then there's the calendar year, and then there's the school year, and then there's the fiscal year. Exactly right. And really, Judaism, modern Judaism, also has the fiscal year. So, by the way, in ancient Judaism, the fiscal year began 6 weeks before Passover. It was sort of like, again, like our April 15th tax season goes back to Jewish practice, because everybody had to pay their taxes to Jerusalem. If they hadn't paid them yet, they had to bring their animals in the fall, but they had to give their money in February and March leading up to Passover, because that's when they did all the repairs to the city roads. That's when they repaired all the aqueducts. That's when they actually tidied up the temple, because even though everyone was supposed to pilgrimage on Sukkot and Shavuos too, Passover was like, it was that was the big holiday, and the city needed to be ready to sustain that massive amount of people. So all this money came in for these repairs in Jerusalem at that time. And so, and that was cash. That was not only your half shekel per person, but that was, you had to give money based upon what you had, not unlike synagogue dues. And then when the temple was repaired, then you'd have a whole other year, and the same thing would happen again. So you tied two things: you tied your sheep and your cows, and you tied your money. Now, well, so April 15th goes all the way back to the shekel, that whole idea of that the springtime being tax time, as does spring cleaning go back to the Jews in that way. But but what's so interesting is we talked about the regular fiscal year, we talked about everything, but for Jewish people, the equivalent of bringing your animals during the month of Elul before Tishrei is the equivalent of paying your synagogue dues so you can get your high holiday tickets. So that always made me laugh so hard. So the synagogue dues and animals was kind of the same thing. And so my last question, everybody, is so Scott, he would say that the school year is what resonates for him the most. I'll buy that. Anybody have another time of year, American Jewish, that speaks to you? Yes, exactly. Your birthday. Everybody has that, whether it's the Hebrew calendar. Okay, so yes, honey. It was?
No, it was not.
Well, when is his birthday?
November 12th.
Oh my God, that's the best day. You know why? My daughter was born on November 12th, and she's so cute. That's so nice. Okay, good things. Okay, so your birthday. Anybody else? So, and I'd say for me, in case anyone cares, I'd say for me, it's Tishrei. It's the high. It's really that. It just feels like kinda. I mean, it's at the same time. It's the fall, but yeah. So I think that one resonates most for me. And does anybody have any? And last, I'll just say, chicken or the egg. So January 1st, Feast of Circumcision. Work backwards 8 days, you get December 25th. So was the mythology of the birth either that born on December 25th and then January 1st became the Feast of Circumcision, or was January 1st endowed with a lot of import? I actually know the answer to this. And then they worked backwards to December 25th. And the answer is backwards. It was January already in the 8th century before the Common Era in Babylonia, which was long before we even got there. January, I mean, it wasn't called January at the time, but I mean, that month was the first of whatever this was. The equivalent month was absolutely already a big day, and they would, blow trumpets and stuff like that because they wanted to scare away the evil spirits because it was something new. And then they worked when Christianity became dominant in Rome, they worked backwards, and that's, at some point December 25th became the birthday. I just want to say Happy New Year, everybody, or Shana Tova. And we're having some incredibly good honey cake tomorrow after shul. I'm not trying to bribe you to come. Incredibly good honey cake. And without further ado, I mean, don't you think that's cool? I figured, why not serve honey cake on January 1st? So let's see. I think Aleinu is on page 586. Thank you, Mark. I invite you to rise as the ark is opened. We're going to do the Aleinu, you just follow along. I can never figure out what page to turn on in this book, but here we go. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu ki goyei haratzot, velo samanu kamishbechot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. 588 שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים הוא אלוהינו הנוד אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו כך כתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ויארץ מתחת הנוד. We turn to page V'ne'emar on page 591. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Thank you. You may be seated. Before we say Mourner's Kaddish, I just want to announce a few people who I know who passed away recently. We are in a week of Shiva for Elaine Gold, a member of the Beth Emet community who was buried yesterday, and in the Shaloshim for her husband Marvin Gold, who was buried just a week before her. It was quite a sudden passing. So I'm just remembering the two of them. And I wanted to know, is anybody remembering somebody in either their first week or Shaloshim? Aiden, and if there's anybody on Zoom with us, no. Is there anybody in their first year of mourning? I know Barry is saying Kaddish for his mother. Anybody here? Aiden, anybody in their first year of mourning?
Joan Friedman for first year morning, and Elizabeth Kaufman.
Thank you. Any Yortsites? All right. So I invite all those who are observing a Yortzeit or saying Kaddish to rise and join me on 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'alma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen Yehi shmei rabba mevarach la'alam ula'almei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal Shemei dekudesha barichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. As we pass around the Kiddush wine, are there any announcements for this wonderful congregation? I will just remind everybody that if you haven't already purchased your tickets for the casino night, it's going to be really fun. I mean, I just want to say, here's what I want to say. I was in my office the other night, and the people getting ready for casino night were laughing so hard. I thought, if casino night is half as funny as whatever was going on in that room, it is going to be a blast. And I see here that our pianist, Andrew, who plays for us sometimes on Friday nights, is giving a concert at Chapman University in Salmon Hall, I guess, on January 7th at 7:30 p.m. And he is so good, this guy. So I would not miss that. It's a Young Artist Guild concert. Yes. And there's other stuff going on here. January 21st, we have a scholar in residence after shul, Rabbi Deborah Prince. Sort of one of her areas of expertise is how the commercialization of the chocolate business was really fostered by Jewish merchants. It's just called On the Chocolate Trail. And you want to get your tickets, Run, Do Not Walk, to the debut production of the Hilltop Players on February 25th and 26th, right here on this bima. Some really cute, talented kids are going to be performing for us. And if you like to sing, I am really excited to say that Kol Tikvah is back in business and better than ever. Maybe not. I don't know if it's better than ever because I didn't know before. But Andrew is going to be directing us, and we're going to rehearse every first and third Saturday after shul. And anybody can sing as long as you can focus in the room for a 2-hour rehearsal. You're welcome, even if you're 8 years old. So spread the word around. I invite you to what? If you love to sing, we want you there. Okay, and so I know Esther and Tony are excited about that. I know Miriam Van Ralt cannot wait to cut her chops on all the great music we're going to be doing. And everybody else out there, please join us. And I invite you to rise, page 122. Vayher vayhivoker yom hashishi vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam vayechal Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa Vayevarech Elohim et Yom Hashvi, Vayekadesh oto, ki hivo shavat mikol malachto, asher bara Elohim lasot, savri chaverai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava v'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemahaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu Vacharta, Liotanu Kidashta, Mikol Hamim, V'Shabbat Kodshecha, B'Ahava Uvratzon, Hinchaltanu, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Sticky and yummy is what I want to say about that Manischewitz. Sticky and yummy. We are going to close this service up with an oldie but a goodie, and it's found on page. Wait, don't tell me. Wait. Oh, please, God save me. Okay, it's on page 625, and you can be seated. Well, I just want to say thank you very much, Scott Spitzer, for playing for us tonight. He did several songs tonight that he has never played before. I'm so proud of him, and he learned them. Okay. And I want to thank Aiden and our AV tech crew. You're always wonderful, and it's a joy to work with you. And, of course, the Ritual Practices Committee who are here. Everybody who joined us, you made it a special evening, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Adon Olam, 625. Let's see if you can figure this out. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Li'ed Nasa B'chefso Kol Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kichlot hakol levado yivoch nora v'hu haya v'hu hove v'hu yiyeh. Page 625 v'hu echad v'yein sheni leham shilon lehach bira b'li reshit b'li tachlit v'lo ha'oz v'ha'misra v'hu eli v'chai go'ali v'tzur chavli v'yetzara v'hu nifsi humanos li menat kosi beyom ekra beyado afkid ruchi beyed hishan b'ayra v'him ruchi geviati Adonai li v'lo ira. Shabbat Shalom.